From the headquarters of the Assam province during British rule to the capital of undivided Assam post-independence, Shillong has witnessed unprecedented changes for over a century until the formation of Meghalaya in 1972. Shillong's journey as the capital of Meghalaya was a result of decades of administrative reforms before and after independence. As the state celebrates its 50th anniversary this year, let us take a look at how state-owned buildings evolved with the handover from one government to another. In this episode of Shillong's iconic structures, we are featuring one of Meghalaya's famous structures, the State Central Library-cum-U Soso Tham Auditorium, which was established in 1954. It is located in the center of the city opposite All Saints Church. Spread across 16,123.41 meters square of land, the State Central Library premises includes many important buildings like the Library-cum-Auditorium, the Directorate of Arts and Culture, the Office of the Khasi Authors Society, the Captain Williamson Sangma State Museum and its annex, which is currently under construction. The artistic mural at the main gate is explanatory in nature as it exemplifies Meghalaya's richness in the form of its very many living root bridges, caves, monoliths, pitcher plants, waterfalls, the clouded leopard, and indigenous tribes. The library premises also houses the life-size statues of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, unveiled by former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1985, and freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose, installed in 1998, besides the memorials of Meghalaya's freedom fighters Utirot Singh, Patukan Sangma, and Ukyang Nangba. Being a center of art and culture, the premises also accommodates 3 large monoliths with a rooster on top, symbolizing the cultural heritage of the Khasi and the Jaintia tribes of the state. Next to the monoliths stands an old army tank used during the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War and is now a showpiece at the State Central Library. Apart from its historical significance, the serenity of the compound attracts visitors from near and far. Surrounded by tall and age-old trees, the place wears a park-like look with well-tended lawns with shrubs and trees with a variety of flowers, offering a congenial atmosphere for study and relaxation. Let's dive into the history of the place. The State Central Library was established in the year 1954 by the erstwhile government of Assam under the Education Development Scheme of Improvement of Library Services as sponsored by the Government of India during the first 5-year plan from 1951 to 1956. The formation of Meghalaya in 1972 prompted the then Assam government to move its capital from Shillong to Dispur. With this, the State Central Library was formally handed over to the government of Meghalaya on 19 January 1974, dividing the assets of the library between 2 states. According to some of the employees, Shillong had a mini library that used to function from the Chapala bookstall when it was located opposite the office of the Meghalaya Transport Corporation in Kandailat. After the state library was handed over to the government of Meghalaya in 1974, it was later moved to the State Central Library. At present, the 3-storied concrete building harbors the library, the auditorium, and the Directorate of Arts and Culture. While the library and the auditorium occupy the first and second floors, the Directorate is housed on the ground floor. Located on the premises is also the State Museum and its annex, located just next to the library and near the main gate. Before entering the main building, visitors are greeted by a bust of Khasi laureate U Soso Tham installed at the center of a circular lawn adorned with different foliage. It is worth mentioning that the auditorium is named after U Soso Tham. The auditorium, with a capacity of over 700 seats, was recently given an image makeover with new seating arrangements and enhanced sound systems, but the look and feel remain the same. The auditorium hosts all kinds of gatherings, from government events to social and political meetings. The library, on the other hand, remains as it was since the day it was set up, except for a building extension to accommodate the children's section. According to librarian Island Dapathau, the library has a total collection of 209,538 books, ranging from fiction, non-fiction, Northeast collection, literature and children's books to government publications, old newspapers, journals and books for competitive examinations. The two-storied library building with stacks of old and new books neatly arranged on tall wooden and steel shelves exudes a feeling of warmth and a peaceful learning environment. Some of the important books available in the library include Succession to Steamships, written by Captain D. Herbert, Cubidic, which is a dictionary by Reverend Ramke Momin, which has been translated from Bengali into Roman script, Gazetteers of the Khasi Hills, Jaintia Hills and Garo Hills, and the departmental journal called the Heritage of Meghalaya. It was informed that the Meghalaya State Archives is still in the nascent stage and only limited numbers of public records are available at present. Apart from state and Northeast related publications, the library also has a collection of classics written by William Golding, Stephen Crane, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Anita Desai, Arundhati Roy, Salman Rushdie, Toni Morrison, J. M. Coetzee, and many more. Approximately 1,500 books are added to the collection annually. The major bulk of the books in the library is in English and sections are in other languages like Hindi, Bengali, Assamese, Khasi and Garo. The library is divided into different sections, that is, the circulation section, reference or reading section, college or student section, school section, children's section, record and binding sections. Not many old books are available in the library as most of them are now in Guwahati, while all newspapers and records date back to 1972. At present, there are 30,362 registered members, wherein 23,545 are adults and 6,817 are children. Apart from regular members, readers visit the library for reading and reference, which is open to all from Monday to Friday. Did you know that the library still uses the old wooden trolleys to transport books from one section to another? Are you aware that the State Central Library was temporarily used by the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly to conduct sessions after most parts of the old assembly structure were burned down in 2001? Did you know that 3 government departments are involved in the upkeep of the premises of State Central Library? The Forest Department looks after the lawns, the Arts and Culture Department takes care of the library, the auditorium and the museum, while the PWD Roads handles the maintenance of the driveway and the parking space. From architectural designs to its upkeep, the building wears a modern look but with a traditional touch. Like any other library, the State Central Library has different rooms allocated to different sections, starting with the main hall on the first floor. The sight of bookshelves on the left, a large reception desk on the right, a seating area at the center, and stairs leading to the reading section on the far right give an impression of a place being a house of wisdom and knowledge. Further ahead is a stack room where books are arranged section-wise as per the reader's requirements. The reference section occupies the entire hall on the second floor. The placement of wooden chairs and tables next to the book racks, coupled with a quiet ambience, completes the look of this reading space. The auditorium, which is located right next to the library, occupies a sizable portion of the first floor. The walls of the podium, covered with traditional attires of the 3 tribes like the Rindya, the Jainkarsha and the Jainpain, blend perfectly well with the modern design of the main seating area. The exterior of the hall also has a traditional touch, from walls covered with traditional mats to pictures of indigenous people in their traditional attires and well-crafted lighting. The hall represents the rich cultural heritage of the state. Compared to other heritage structures in the city, the State Central Library is comparatively young, but the building is iconic in its own way, as it serves as an important landmark that defines the history and culture of Meghalaya. A state-owned property since 1954, the building has witnessed several changes, having served 2 state governments in a span of 68 years. The State Central Library has indeed come a long way in protecting and preserving the heritage of the state. It was, it is, and it will continue to act as a custodian of Meghalaya's legacy. Having served as a cultural and learning center for 50 years, its outlook and appearance are a depiction of the history and culture of Meghalaya and its people.